The small council, oh boy, where to start? This group of high-ranking officials showcase one of the most remarkable parts of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire. And the HBO adaptation, Game of Thrones, doesn't shy away from the dynamics either. The council serves at the pleasure of the King of the Seven Kingdoms and is meant to advise on matters of policy, economics, and diplomacy. Here's the roster for those who love the political intrigue as much as the sword fights. Hand of the King. This is the top dog, right after the king, of course. The Hand is the king's closest advisor, executor of his command, and the person who steps in when the king is, say, off on a hunting trip or indisposed in other ways. It's a coveted position because it's essentially the COO of the realm. But with great power comes great risk, and often a not-so-happy ending. Master of Coin. Think of the Master of Coin as the Treasury Secretary. He or she, let's not hold our breaths for progress in Westeros, is responsible for the kingdom's finances. Everything from collecting taxes to funding the royal expenditures falls under their purview. It's a job for the meticulous and the shrewd, and if you're not both, you're likely going to find yourself borrowing from the Iron Bank. And we all know that's a slippery slope. Master of Ships. The Admiral of the Fleet, Master of Ships, oversees the Royal Navy. In a world where the narrow sea can decide the fate of battles and kingdoms, this is no small task. The Master of Ships maintains the fleets, oversees construction of new ships, and plans naval engagements. If you're in this role, best not have seasickness. Master of Whisperers. The Spy Master, the head of intelligence, the keeper of secrets. The Master of Whisperers is perhaps the most intriguing position on the council. This role involves espionage, covert operations, and a network of informants. It's all about information, the currency of power. Varys, with his little birds, personified the cunning needed to excel in this position. Master of Laws. The kingdom's legal eagle, the Master of Laws, oversees justice and the legal code within the realm. This is about more than just dealing with local squabbles over stolen chickens. The Master of Laws has a hand in sentencing, punishment, and keeping the king's peace. A strong sense of justice and a good grasp of legal loopholes would serve one well here. Grand Maester. Though not technically on the council by mandate, the Grand Maester often sits in to lend the wisdom of the Citadel. Tasked with advising the king on scientific and scholarly matters, the Grand Maester is essentially the wise old owl in the corner, except sometimes he's not so wise and not so old. Lord Commander of the King's Guard, the leader of the monarch's personal bodyguards. The Lord Commander is a permanent member of the council. Their advice pertains to security and military matters, but they stand apart given that they're also active protectors of the king. And there you have it, the creme de la creme of Westeros bureaucracy. It's a delicate balance of power, wit, and the occasional backstabbing, literal and figurative. If you find yourself seated at this table, best to keep your friends close and your Valyrian steel closer. Remember though, sitting at the small council is a bit like musical chairs. Only the music is played by minstrels singing tales of betrayal, and when it stops, someone often loses their head rather than a seat. Welcome to King's Landing. From the rainy city of Portland, where our councils are likely a tad less lethal, Scott.